Share Facebook, tweet, Pinterest, email. Sebastian Buemi and Kazuki Nakajima led a Toyota Netwo parade in Sunday's weather-shortened Fuji round of the World Endurance Championship to give the Japanese manufacturer its first victory over Porsche since Spa in May. The Toyota TS050 hybrid made good on the promise it had shown last time out at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin and had the edge over Porsche's 919 hybrid in the wet conditions in which the race was run. The number 8 Toyota TS050 hybrid was leading but was pitting when a second red flag of the race brought the race held entirely in wet conditions to a premature conclusion as low cloud descended on the circuit. The clock had ticked past 70% duration when the stoppage came after 4.5 hours, which meant that full points could be awarded. Officials hoped to restart the race for the final 10 minutes of the 6 hours, but the call came from race control with 14 minutes left on the clock that the race would be called as visibility deteriorated again. WEC rules state that all entered drivers score points even if, like Anthony Davidson in the number 8 Toyota, they didn't get behind the wheel. The victory for the Toyota keeps the title race open going into the penultimate round of the series at Shanghai next month. Points leaders Timo Bernhard, Brendan Hartley and Earl Bamber only needed to finish ahead of Buemi and Nakajima in their Porsche 919 hybrid to seal the driver's crown, but they ultimately finished a lap down in fourth. Buemi and Nakajima had an edge on the opposition for much of a race that was interrupted by 5 full safety car periods and 1 virtual safety car, in addition to the 32-minute stoppage when the clouds closed in for a first time in the second hour. The winning Toyota moved to the front when the race resumed after the first stoppage. Nakajima was then able to pull away from teammate Jose Maria Lopez in the sister car in the early stages of the third hour as the Argentinian struggled when his windshield wiper failed. The Japanese driver lost the lead when he pitted at the 3-hour mark, but after the field was closed up by a safety car he was able to pass Nick Tandy for second in the number 2 Porsche as the race went green. He then moved into the lead when Lopez, who shared the number 7 Toyota with Kamui Kobayashi and Mike Conway, made the car's third pit stop. Nakajima was 16 seconds up on Conway when the safety car was sent out 5 laps before the red flag. He had been due to come into the pits but was told to abort as the red flags were shown. In the end we were a little bit lucky that the red flag came when it did, but I think we deserved the victory, because we had good pace especially in the heavier wet conditions, said the Japanese driver. We said before the race that we wanted a Netwo and somehow we managed it. Toyota was insistent that the number 8 car would have been able to complete the race if it had been restarted for the final 10 minutes. Conway was fighting off the advances of Neil Yanni in the number 1 Porsche, which Andre Lauterer had started, when the race was slowed and then stopped. Bamber had not pitted in the number 2 Porsche when the first red flag was shown, which meant he had to stop for fuel and tires as the safety car pulled in after the restart. The time lost by stopping under green flag conditions relegated Bernhard to 4th, just over a minute down on the number 8 Toyota at the front of the field. The German driver then struggled to switch his tire on and went a lap down in the third hour. The Rebellion Racing Orca Gibson 07 driven by Bruno Senna and Nicolas Prost were declared LMP2 winners before teammate Julian Canal could drive. Prost was running approximately 15 seconds ahead of the Signatec Alpine ORECA driven by Nicolas Lapierre and André Negrão when the final safety car came out. Julian Canal and Gustavo Menezes did not get to drive the respective first and second placed cars. WEC 6 hours of Fuji results 192.76 kbc. Click here to download PDF.